If you like Pokemon or really into the competitive or even not, you probably know who WolfeyVGC is. He is a world champion competitive Pokemon player and has been recently putting out a lot of videos about Pokemon Champions, the new format for competitive Pokemon. And a lot of his videos revolve around teaching you about how to play competitive Pokemon, including teams that might be viable, and some of the teams are absolutely disgusting. So he posted this video a few months ago, and it caught my attention because of one singular Pokemon, and that is a Frosslass. I've always liked Frosslass, but the Mega Evolution that Frosslass got is absolutely stunning, okay? When I saw the title of this particular video stating that it was, I created a brutal Mega Frosslass combo, I had to click on it. I had to know exactly what was going on here, right? And so this is the team that Wolfe has come up with. If you want to go watch his video, please do. It is really informative. He explains why he chose every single Pokemon, and I'll do a good job, or I'll do my best to summarize what the video was kind of about. And the purpose of today's video is to see if me, a relatively new competitive player, aka I'm not very competitively inclined. I'm more of a Nuzlocker and challenge enjoyer, but I have enjoyed Champions quite a bit so far, and I think that some of my Pokemon experience in general has helped with understanding competitive to a certain point. But let's be real, I'm kind of a noob. And therefore, what my goal with this is can a noob like me take this team and perform well? So before we get into, did I actually perform well? Did this team do well for me? Let's talk about the team, okay? So it obviously is all about Frosslass, Mega Frosslass, right? If you look at Mega Frosslass's ability, it starts with a cursed body. However, when it becomes a Mega, it has snow warning, making it snow. And since snow boosts your ice type's defense, as well as making your blizzard always 100% accurate, that's a pretty good yes. And since your blizzards are 100% accurate, you can take down pretty much any dragon you want. She is pretty strong, mainly a special attacker, and also is very fast. And so the team has to kind of revolve around this Mega Frosslass. So the most obvious choice of Incineroar is because Incineroar is a great setup Pokemon. It's obviously been in the top tier for competitive for a very long time. And so I don't really think that anyone needs a big recap on Incineroar. If you know, you know. If you don't, go look it up. So Incineroar is a great Pokemon. It has a lot of setup and support ability. And the other support Pokemon that is on this team is Orthworm, which you wouldn't really always expect. Orthworm, as Wolfe explains it, having the Earth Eater ability and Shed Tail. And if you don't know what Shed Tail does, it creates a substitute that it then passes on to another Pokemon. So having that Citrus Berry with the Earth Eater ability and a Garchomp, which can then heal it by hitting it with ground type moves, since the Earth Eater ability is all about if it gets hit by ground type attack, it heals it instead. And so because it has a steel typing, it's technically supposed to be weak to ground type. However, it having that ability makes it so that it heals instead of being weak to ground types. It's kind of broken if you think about it, but you know, that's whatever. So obviously we can talk about Garchomp. Garchomp is a great ground type Pokemon. It's very fast, it's very strong, and Earthquake is a great move, and it's kind of its big move, I guess, for this particular team because you want to heal your Orthworm. And so since you're healing your own Pokemon, but you get to deal damage to 2 other Pokemon of your opponent. So I think that the synergy here is really great. And I've run exclusively, like I always will have Frosslass and Orthworm. And I think Garchomp was like a major player as like the main core 3. And then I would switch out Incineroar, Basculegion, and Rotom throughout my playing. So you'll see some of that coming in. By the way, if you liked any of my videos so far, or you just kind of like digging it, you like Pokemon content in particular, please consider leaving a like, maybe even a subscribe. I appreciate any and all support I can get on this channel, and I'm striving to do better with each video as we go. So thank you so much for your support. Back to the video. Obviously, Basculegion is a great coverage Pokemon. It's Choice Scarf, so it's very fast. It's very, very strong. It has the adaptability. It's a beast. And everyone up until the new meta, which is the MB. So this is all in MA, right? We'll make more videos in NB, but for MA, you know, Basculegion was a massive component to a lot of people's teams. It was like a huge meta Pokemon. So having Aqua Jet is really important for going up against Trick Room teams because of priority. And so Basculegion makes sense. It has coverage for some of the weaknesses that we might have here. And then last but not least is Rotom, which I didn't even think about Rotom Freeze. It's kind of an interesting choice, but honestly, it works really, really well, actually. And having the Levitate ability is great because you're not really weak to ground anymore, so your electric type doesn't, you know, it's not going to hurt you if you have Rotom out with Garchomp, basically. The reason why it's a freeze Rotom is because of Levitate with the Garchomp. You can now have Earthworm or Rotom out with that Garchomp, and it's fine. And then Blizzard is a very strong ice move, so if Mega Frosslass is out with the snow warning, and now it's snowing, your Rotom's Blizzard is also upped, and its defense is also up because of that snow. I do want to talk really quick about Frosslass and how I was able to play with her, and I have to say, nasty plotting a Frosslass is just really mean, especially if you get more than one off. So the whole point of this team is to shed tail into Frosslass. So basically giving Frosslass a substitute to give her the time to set up a nasty plot and absolutely wipe your opponent. Like, if you can get 2 nasty plots off and then you have Snow Warning, Blizzard, like, it's done, right? And what's also great is you don't have to immediately mega your Frosslass if there's a substitute, because that substitute is now based off Earthworm's HP and not Frosslass's HP. So you could also shed tail into Basculegion, which I thought was a good idea if you're really like, Frosslass is a horrible idea. Though I did go up against a Mega Gengar, and honestly, it didn't even come close to the Frosslass. Now, some changes I did do on this team are I did replace the Lumberry on Incineroar for leftovers because the Lumberry didn't really apply to most of my games, but I only made it to the Ultra Ball tier. I didn't make it into Master Ball, so that may change if you're in the upper ranks there, but I did not make it to the upper ranks. But I did make it from low Great Ball to Ultra Ball with this team alone, so if that says anything. And then last but not least, I got rid of Iron Defense on Earthworm and replaced it with Protect because there were several instances where I wish I had Protect but didn't, and ended up losing my Earthworm. Ideally, you could get more than one Shed Tail off with Earthworm, so I don't know. This is just how I interpreted Wolfie's video and his intentions with this team. So I hope that you enjoy the footage of all the gameplay and the actual final review of this team as well. And hopefully you could also let me know if you played this team at all and how it went for you, because I think it went pretty good.